day traders. This is Mike with Ripper Die Trading, and we are watching AMD this morning. Day trading live, trying to figure out what it's going to do. Hope everybody had a nice long weekend. I know I did. Pretty good action. So looking at AMD, it's opening pretty close to where it closed. It closed at 2368, and it's been bouncing around that area for the last couple hours. In pre-market, that area has actually been holding it down. I added a new little thing to my chart called SVE pivot, and it adds this is the pivot point here, and it adds a couple of lines of support and resistance. Most of them match up with what I've already got drawn, but a couple of them have been different, so I'm going to try that out for a little bit. Based on what I have drawn, the 2370 area has been a key level, which is pretty close to that gap, so that's holding it down. We'll look for it to break that and build support there. I really don't have anything on the chart between 2370 and 24, and I really don't have anything under this purple pivot point here down to the 2350, so I'm expecting kind of a wild open, a break in some direction pretty hard, and then I'll wait for some kind of support or resistance to be hit and try to get in at that point. So what do we got? About 45 seconds to the bell. We will just have to be patient. Last week I had some bonehead mistakes. Gonna try to fix those this week. If I can go a whole week without having too many mistakes, then I might bump up my my shares. So last week I give myself probably a C, maybe a B minus on entries. So gotta get better, more patient, less FOMO. 5 seconds to the bell. That wasn't it. There it is. All right. Hit that 68. I expected that to hold it down a little bit. Let's see, SPY's kind of going up here. Nvidia is dropping. SPY's still, yeah. All right, so we're past our little area here. Like to see that thing build some support around that area. Really, you know, not trading yesterday. I really wanted to buy right there. Just out of action, little antsy. However, it's we talked about how dangerous it can be in the first couple minutes, and it goes to show you right now. I'll be right back in my entry, and I wouldn't have taken profit yet. So you never know what's going to happen. Not all kinds of things that don't make sense happen the first couple minutes. Although it keeps hitting this line here. We got in at 69. that sucked. And I didn't mean to sell that quick. That was dumb. I was a little too antsy. Look at that. Look at that. I had no reason to sell at that point. Down 1 cent. I was waiting for 68 to break to get out, and it hit 68 and I sold, and oh well. This is about to rip on me now that I've made that dumb mistake. Oh me. Let's see what's going to happen. Now looking at it, just the chart here, we got these upper shadows here that, that's kind of what scared me. That shows a lot of selling pressure. If I was still in right now, I'd probably take half, just because. Yeah, and there it goes. I have successfully sold at the bottom again. That was terrible. I would have definitely at that point taken half. So I would have locked in $50. We'd see what's going on here. I bet you this thing goes on a run now. A little rusty, I guess, from the long weekend. I had my fingers on the sell button. Part of the problem is I normally don't buy, before the first 5 minutes, because things can just move so quickly. And I was in here on the second minute, and it came down here, and I was just afraid I was about to dump, and had my finger on the button, and it dropped 3 cents, and I overreacted, and there you go. So we look like we've got 78 here was pretty good resistance for a while, so we can look to maybe re-enter around the 78 area if it pulls back and holds. Yeah, after the 5th minute, my chart prints the 5-minute opening range. Are we going to get our pullback? Look at being a little bitch did. Sold right here for 1 cent loss. Missed a 20-cent move so far. This is where you've got to definitely control the FOMO, because this thing is so overextended right now. It's due a real big pullback, but I've seen this thing stay overextended the whole damn day before. So it's one of those things where you got to be willing to miss out on the big move sometimes, because this is not a smart place to buy. especially with 24 so close. 24 and 2450 have been pretty big areas of resistance for it. So if I get in here, you know, or a little bit lower when it was kind of fighting right here, I mean, I only got about 10 cents before we hit major resistance. So I really don't like to get in when my, you know, potential max profit's only 10 cents. Talk about getting in perfect and fucking it up, though. Right there. I'm gonna throw this on here to remind myself what a good and terrible job I did. We got part one right, the entry. All right, let's see how it reacts here to the 24 area. We definitely expected it to kind of hit a wall for a second. Let's see if it's going to break through that wall. Nvidia's got turned around about 4 minutes ago, so if this thing couldn't break 24, it wouldn't be a super surprise. At least not on this little. I think if we could get a pullback all the way down to the 24.85 area, I might be able to get in. There it goes. Is it going to get through? Lots of buyers at that 24 area. We're through. Well, isn't that special? So this right here is one of the resistance lines that my chart drew for me by putting in that PVE pivot study, which at the moment looks to be a pretty good line. Let's see how it reacts here at that 20, if we can get a pullback around 24 and see if 24 holds. Gotta get my finger off the button. I almost clicked it just watching. Lots of people there at 24. I thought a little bit about jumping in there. There's a bunch of people buying, so, but it got through. All right, we're jumping in. We are long here, looking for the break of that 09 area. Here we go. Get through. There we go. I took half. That's what I meant to do. I thought for a second that I had sold all of it. Our average cost is, what we're going to do now is we're going to put in a little trailing stop right here so that we don't come back and go under. Well, it's just it's a 3 cent stop, and I'm going to ratchet it up as we move up. If we can get new high day, I'll put in another. Alright, put it in 3 cents. So if it comes back 3 cents on me, I'll take us out. There we go. So this thing's probably going to keep going, but it's so overextended. I wanted to get my money while I could. What we really fucked up is we had a perfect entry, and we could have easily, at this point, the move was just starting. We were in at, if I believe it was at 69, so 79 is right here. I would have sold half probably, because that's kind of my plan right now. And then since the move had just started, I'm going to try to stay in when I get in on a move like this until we kind of break through the EMA. This is the 5 EMA. You can see we never were in danger of getting through this thing yet. So I could be in for the other half this whole time. I got a few things to do today, so this is probably going to be a shorter video. In all reality, though, I could be watching this line right here to get back in. It got pretty close there. Probably, if I'd been paying attention, would have jumped in there, and I would have got another quick 10 cents on half of it, and I'd be watching for the rest. Let's see what's up, what's above that. Just we hadn't been up there in a while. We're gonna get on this thing, and yeah, 24.50 is all I got above. I don't like this candle for sure. I'm trying to get back in. When you see a doji like this at the top, a lot of times shows a momentum switch. Yeah, if you're a betting man, you could throw in a long right here and see how it reacted, but I'm trying not to do that anymore. I'd have to go all the way back down to 24 to be interested, I think, and then see it kind of bounce first. Especially since Nvidia has been going on a downtrend ever since 5 minutes into the market. So from here on, Nvidia's been going down. Historically, these things run pretty close to each other, and right now it's looking a lot like SPY, where SPY went up and SPY's on a pullback right now. This is probably a good place to buy, but I hate buying so long into such an uptrend. This has been uptrending for 17 minutes, and it hasn't come anywhere close back to the 21 EMA. So technically it's still pretty overextended. I feel like this could come down to 24 any second. But it's been on a pretty big tear so far, so we'll see. I got my tick chart up above here, and my tick chart's telling me to get in, but like I said, I feel like this might be where we turn around a little bit. My old dumb self would probably look at shorting here pretty soon, just because it looks like the move's over, and because it's so overextended, which is not a terrible idea, but I've setting forth some rules where I'm trying not to short when we're in an uptrend, and right now we're still technically in an uptrend. I'm more interested in maybe buying closer to 24 here. See what happens for a bit. See how many people pop up if we get to 24. We got a lot of people at 24.04 already, trying to keep it away from 24. We got through that. Sorry guys, I'm a little raspy. I woke up at 4 a.m. this morning and had a hard time going back to sleep, so I'm a little tired. All right, let's see what happens here at 24. Gotta get my finger away from the button so I don't accidentally click it. I'm gonna move it off. Oh yeah, there's a lot of, oh wow. As soon as I saw a ton of buyers step in, they went right through it. See, we bounced off the EMA. This is kind of where you'd want to buy if you thought we were just bouncing. So I'm kind of interested in jumping in here. I'm gonna wait, give it just a couple more seconds, or probably too late. I probably should have jumped in if I was jumping in, but yeah, I'd be up about 4 cents right now. The reason that would have been a pretty good entry is because we still had 10 cents to this resistance. I like having more room than that. Now we got to break back through this. I mean, it wasn't too tough of resistance, but it did hold it up for a second. So, but hindsight account would be doing pretty good right now. Up almost 10 cents already. I'd be watching this line. If I couldn't break it here in the next couple seconds, I'd take half just to. And I would this, well, see, it went up. So now I take half. Man, I wish I'd have listened to myself. This was beautiful. We got back. We got a bounce at 24 and the EMA. That's a double confirmation for me. And in an uptrend. Now, if we can't get past 15, we could start to see this thing sell off for a bit. Here we go, making a run. I'm going to go ahead and mark this because this was perfect. I like to go back and look throughout the day to see things I missed. Where'd we get in? We got in at 24.02 earlier. Right here, I believe. bought it. 24. What time? $9.42. Yep, right here. Which I thought was a good buy too. So it's just gonna hold it down again. Now this thing comes back down to 24 again. It could bounce off 24 again, but I get scared on the third bounce. Bulls want this thing to get up past 24, 20, and we don't want to see it break 24.10 again. There we go. Well, it's another one of those shoulda, woulda, coulda. That was a great entry, and I almost clicked it on accident talking about it. Then I moved my finger off and said, if I don't get in now, it's going to leave me. And I sat there and didn't get in, and boom. 20 cents in 3 minutes. So, if you guys have been watching for the last week or so, 2 weeks, you'll notice that I'm, taking smaller profits here. And that the reason being is I'm trading with 1,000 shares. And I plan to get back to my 5,000 shares once I can prove that I am done chasing the big home runs and I'm here to hit lots of singles. So just to show you, I want to lock in $100 really, but I have to satisfy that part of me that wants the big move. So once I get to 10 cents, that's $50 I'm locking in, and then I'm giving it a couple seconds to keep going, and if it doesn't, then I get out. So $79, if I was doing 5,000 shares, we're looking at $3.95, which is not a bad day. I'd take that every day. If I lock it up every time we get to 10 cents, it's $500. But how many times when you're trading do you lock in profits and then watch it just rip? Right here would be an example. Had I had the balls to get back in at 24, once it hit 24.10 right here, lock in half of it, and then even if I put in that 3 cent trailing stop, it would have started to take off. And at that point, I would have taken off the trailing and just put myself at this support level here. I would have tried to hold until I felt like I ran into some more resistance, or we started heading back this way. Would have been looking here at 21 as being resistance, which that's where it kind of hit and stopped. So I would have probably sold at least half, if not all of it, right here and captured another 10 cents. So that 50 would have been 150, which with 5,000 shares would have been 750. I can quit my job if I make $750 a day. So here we are, guys. We wanted to make sure we got over this 24.15 and hit new high day, which we did. Now we don't want to get below this 24.09 area. If that can hold, we could be on for our next leg up. SPY is still chugging along up. So I might hang out for about 3 more minutes. If you guys enjoy these videos, though, go ahead and subscribe and like, comment below if you have any questions, or if you want to call me a dumbass for not trusting my system. And if you want to be notified of when I go live, which is usually 2 to 3 minutes before the bell, click that little bell icon. It's a battle here at that line. Well, one thing I know for sure is that little study that I found has already come in handy today. This thing, I didn't have this marked, and it's been a pretty solid little line so far. Had trouble getting through, held here. Now it's holding again. I'm going to show you how I do it. Go in here and then search for, I just search for pivot because I forget the initials, but it's CVE pivots. And it'll add these lines. The purple is the pivot point. This is resistance 1 right here. It has resistance 1, 2, 3 and support 1, 2, 3. We haven't come close to support yet, so it's a blue line. You got purple for, you can change these colors, but purple's the pivot. This orange is resistance, and then you got blue for support if you ever get there. So that paired with some lines you've done yourself, you should do pretty good. So it did bounce off this level here for the time being. We got to get back up to high day to keep this little move going. Okay, hang on like another minute to see what happens here, but I think I'm done. I gotta go grocery shopping before work. I'm out of everything. I've kind of set my work schedule up where I don't go until noon most days so that I have time to day trade, and been trying to get my ass back to the gym. So I'm gonna get off here, go to the gym, and then go to Sam's, get a bunch of good food. And the good thing about where I work is it's a sales position, and I've got some downtime between customers, so I do watch the market, but I've found that trading at work, it never fails that customer will walk in when I'm messing with it, so I don't do that anymore. I will buy a couple contracts on options here and there, but I'll mess with the options here and there, but no equities. So third time is the charm normally for breaking a line, and if the more times we tap this thing and it doesn't break, the stronger this line is going to get. I mean, look at the 5 minute, how many times it's been right here. So much so that I think I want throw a little line on there. I'll go back later and see how true that holds in the past. What did I put? 23, 20. We'll have to go back in, and then they'll show me that line probably. I guess not. $21. Oh, we're just not high enough to see it. I bet you if I... There it is, yeah. I just did a bad job of drawing it on the 5 minute chart. That's not what I meant to do. I'm putting on this left extension just so I can go back and see. I got through it. Go back and see how it reacted in the past. I got a chart on my top screen. I don't know if I switch to this, if you can see it or not. Yeah, that's kind of, let's see, I'll get rid of that. It's not working right either. Oh well, I need to change that so I can switch to that chart sometimes. It shows all, I got all kinds of stuff going on different screens that I'm looking at on my main monitor. Here's what I'll do real quick. I'll just make a new one, and it'll be screen display capture. Sure. And we want display 2. That's what we want. Okay. So this is, I've got 3 screens. I got one giant one that you saw already. The, nope. What was it? This one. This is a 42-inch monitor here. Then I've got another one on the side. It's just got this, I've just got my streaming software and then a chat room that I'm in. Showing there, I've got a couple different chat windows open. I've got some buddies. I've got my, I've got a Discord channel for this. If anybody ever wanted to do that, you can find the link on the Rip or Die trading website. But this top screen here has got AMD on it, and I've got it for 10 days where I can go back and look at it. And this is that line right here that we just put in. So it's been a while since we were at that level, 2320, but we can go back and see what the reaction was before. Is that what it was? Oh, sorry, 2420. It's not even on this screen. 2420. There's. So we got close here and didn't make it. $24.20. It looks like it kind of bounced off it a couple times this day, which this was the February 4th, and then it kind of held it down in the post market, and then kind of bounced off it twice right here. So yeah, this is a line that I missed as far as drawing support and resistance. So I'll keep that on. But this just gives me a better view of what's going on, big picture, long term. You know, when we're trading, we like these little shorter periods. We can capture a quicker price movements, but I like to have the big picture in mind. Even though we get a little bit more big picture with this 5-minute chart here. So this line we drew, the 2420 area, we broke through, and you know, if I wasn't watching this other screen, I would have been talking about how re-entry here might have been a good spot. Man, my voice is cracking. I didn't scream at anybody yesterday. But yeah, we'd be getting close to, you know, being able to take profit again here. So the power of charting support and resistance, this is just showing you how powerful that can be, and how, I mean, even if you got in right here, you know, we got up, we came back down, never made it back. This time we got back. You want to, you know, you'd risk it off this thing breaking, and I try to give it at least 5 cents normally. This morning I gave it 1 cent, which is why I didn't make a lot more than 79 bucks. I, for lack of a better word, was a giant pussy there. We got a little 8-cent price channel going on right here. Yeah, looking at the 5-minute chart, that looks like a little bull flag forming at the moment. If you were one to scalp a little bit, you could be hitting this thing for 8 cents every time it hits. Alright, I'm really about to close this down. This is longer than I wanted to stay on today. I just want to see the reaction at 21 again, and or 20, whatever it is. Watching level 2, seeing if people step in. We want to see these numbers increase here at 21. They're going down, so it looks like it's gonna, yeah, it broke right through. 20 is kind of still in that same area, so this would be like me selling when it broke 1 cent here, and watch it bounce. Guess not. So this is what I was afraid was happening when I sold 1 cent under earlier today. And still, at this point, you got this 21-day EMA here to hold it up too. So it bounced right off of that, and we were only down 4 cents so far in that if we'd have gotten in there. So now we're back to even. But again, we're on, look at this move here. It's just, how far can it run? This thing, I've seen it run $1.50 before. Right now where do we open at? 23.63. So we're getting pretty close to $1. We got what, 40 cents? We're up 60 cents so far. The thing about AMD too is I've seen this thing go up $1, then down $1, then up $1.50. I mean, this thing can really move throughout the day. So this was kind of where the support line that broke was. So if this turns into resistance, if we can't get above this 24, 25-ish area, we might want to get out if we had gotten in right here. I would have, small gain, you'd have been covering commissions basically. Yeah. So if I was in now, I'd definitely be thinking about getting out if we get below 24.17. It's only 3 cents, but I'd really need to get above this 24.25 here pretty soon to stay in. See, our uptrend is starting to, we're getting the 5 EMA and the 21 are converging, so we could have hit our top and getting ready for a downtrend, or this could be just a little pullback that, stair stepping its way up. But we gotta break 24.25 to take our next leg up if it's going. So like I said, we are still, you see, we're making higher lows each time this thing pulls back. So we're kind of forming a little tiny triangle right here. I still think that if I was in at this moment, I'd give it a couple more seconds. If we don't break 25, I'd just get out. So, watching here. It's a battle at 20. Yeah, so I just get out right now. I'd be break even. So, and if I got out, that means it would rip. But since this is fake money we're talking about, we might see it go down. Anyhow, I've been on longer than I wanted to. Captured a little green day. Made a mistake. Great entry 2 times. Just a terrible exit. Let 1 cent scare me out of a really good trade. So, just to show it again, I need to. How do I do this? My screen was not showing it all. All right. But yeah, now you can see it, how terrible of a trade that was because of my bad exit. I jumped in here, got scared out 1 cent below my entry, and then it just has been gone the rest of the day. The only, going through my plan would have taken 10 cents here, and I wouldn't have thought about getting out again until right here. So 20, when did I get in? At 69, which is called 70 for easy math. See, I got out here at 24.05. That's 35 cents. That's what you want to do right there. Well, guys, I'm officially done now. My voice, for some reason, can't take it anymore anyway, so you guys have yourself a great Tuesday, and I will see you tomorrow morning.